Women have been using tests to determine a man's worth since the dawn of time, and Sigma males usually get their fair share of tests just like alphas. These tests are situations designed to see how you react under pressure. These tests help a woman determine signs like social status, reliability, and your self-esteem. But what is the difference between a relationship test and blatant disrespect? The difference is the level of interest and intimacy with the women. Women with high interest in a man usually use tests. For instance, a verbal insult from a playful co-worker who likes you is more of a test. In contrast, insults from unfamiliar women maybe use disrespect to elevate their social status. Our goal in this video is to give you some advice on how to pass the 4 most common types of tests women give Sigma men. So let's discuss why women test Sigma men. The reason is simple. They want to find out whether you are the best option to date and have a relationship with. Sigma men, unlike alphas, may not have a social and corporate structure to where women can understand them better. Therefore, they will test them thoroughly to see if he is who he says he is. These tests are also a way of ensuring that you are invested and committed to her. If you perform well during these tests, then she can assume you're invested in her. If you don't perform well, then she knows you're not that interested. What women test Sigmas for? Keep in mind, most tests will vary from woman to woman. It will depend on many factors. These include how long you've been dating, what your relationship status is, and what you have promised her. For example, a first date is usually fun and exciting. However, that doesn't mean there won't be a test. She may test you for what you've said about yourself, how you've communicated with her, all to make sure your words and actions are congruent. These tests will help her to feel secure with your Sigma personality. So let's talk about the most common tests Sigma men get from women. Women will test a Sigma confidence. A confidence test is the most common test given to men while dating. A woman will test your confidences to see if she can rattle you. Here's an example. Imagine you're in a bar. You're talking to a very attractive woman and you're having a good time. You and her are having a great conversation. And then, all of a sudden, she goes into a rant. She seems to be really angry with you, and she's looking right into your eyes. At this point, she insults you very harshly. You're thinking, what just happened? What's wrong with her? This is a confidence test. This is a test to see if you will feel uncomfortable in her energy. Will you succumb to the moment? In general, women tend to avoid men who are not confident and grounded. Similarly, women can read a man's body language to see if they are secure and confident. They seek guys who are sure of themselves and easy to get along with. And in this relationship test, a woman may even tell you that you are not confident. Keep in mind, this is all for a reaction. Will you give in to her energy or remain in a masculine frame? In some cases, women will test a Sigma male by ignoring them. Imagine all of a sudden, you realize she's not paying attention to you. You think, maybe we're not hitting it off. Maybe she's not attracted to me. Even if she has shown a high level of interest, she will test you again for your reaction. Ironically, most men fail this test and the power shifts in the relationship. You become the one who seeks approval from her. You must stay in your frame. Now, there is no one-size-fits-all answer to these tests. And the way a Sigma man shows confidence will vary from woman to woman. However, some tips on how to display confidence to women. Be genuine. Be self-aware of your own actions and expressions. Maintain eye contact when speaking. When it comes to a woman's perception of a man's confidence, it is important to remember that they are often looking for signals or actions that the man is competent and secure. Women will test a Sigma male's temper. Since Sigmas typically have a very easy, cool demeanor, women will attempt to test their temperament. She will try to see how much she can push him to react. In some cases, she will even act like a fool to see if you know how to handle it. Again, these tests are all to determine if you're emotionally and mentally stable. The key to passing these tests is to be indifferent. Remember that this is a test designed to see if you would make a good partner. Therefore, this test may even continue throughout the relationship. Women test your dominance. When a woman is feeling insecure, she may test your dominance. A dominance test is a test of strength or control, in which a woman will push your buttons to see how you react. A dominant Sigma man will be able to hold his own and show dominance in most social places. Remember, women love men who can take control of situations. The most common dominance test is when a woman asks, "Where are we going to eat?" Unfortunately, most men avoid taking control and making a decision, all as a way to avoid any kind of emotional or physical reaction from her. Ironically, women tend to become more agreeable and feminine when men take control. How to pass a woman's test. Most Sigmas are rebels and will easily pass most tests, simply because we don't care for social norms or what people say. But just in case you're unsure, here are a couple of ways to pass these tests. Agree and amplify. If you're not sure if a test is a relationship test or not, you can always ask her if she means it. Once you've determined that she's not being serious, you can always agree with her and amplify it by telling her that you're aware of what she's trying to do, and honestly, you can't take it seriously. Women tend to either get self-conscious when you agree or they become more offended. It's best to agree with her and amplify her relationship test with other questions, statements, or ideas. Use sarcasm. Sarcasm can be a good way to hide the fact that you're insecure or uncomfortable. It's also a great way to get back at someone. Sarcasm is great because it deflects the conversation and changes the energy. But beware, instead of using sarcasm to get back at her, it's best to use it for humor. If you can put a positive spin on it when you're getting back at someone, you have a higher chance of passing the test. Reframe the conversation. This is when you drastically change the direction of the conversation to make it seem more positive. Instead of saying, "Did you miss me?" say, "It's so great that we're talking about something fun, like our recent date." No matter the test, do not accept disrespect. If you feel she disrespects you, stop and immediately correct her. Do not hesitate and do not allow it. Whatever you accept will be the norm of the relationship. Fortunately, Sigma men are not afraid to walk away from bad situations and toxic people. Remember, men who suck up to women are a dime a dozen, and women unconsciously hate guys who don't have a backbone. Also, be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not just to impress her. In closing, it is clear that women love to test men. They want to know the man's level of confidence, loyalty, temper, and competency. Sigma men must be aware of these tests. They should know how to properly respond to them. This is the only way to demonstrate their value. Women should also be aware of the power of their own words. They should know how these words and actions may affect a man. Both men and women should strive to create an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. Hey Sigmas, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, please leave us your comments. Check out our other videos. Thanks for watching.